Good for you. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I am your host, as always, Jay Villain, aka That Villain Jay. And tonight we have a very special treat for you. Yes, we do. Because we are running Chocobos, or Chocoboos. I don't know which... Is there a debate, or am I just crazy? Either way, I call them Choco Locos. This is going to be a Selesnya Chocobo Bird Landfall deck that's going to go really freaking hard. I was pleasantly surprised at how well it does, and I know there's a Naya version, I know there's a Bant version, or whatever they're called. This is my version. This is going to be the Selesnya. We're going to keep it simple, we're going to keep it effective, and we're really going to surprise people with how effective these birds can be. So, before we get down into it, I need you to do something for me, which is, of course, tenderly press that like button, gently press that subscribe button, because if you don't press that like and subscribe button, guys, you're going to get attacked by the like and subscribe. It's just going to happen. That's a YouTube werewolf who viciously attacks you and mauls you for not liking the video and subscribing to the channel today. So go ahead and do that. Become a villain. Join us on stream every night at twitch.tv/thatvillainj for all live streaming goodness. We'd love to have you there live and in person on Twitch and on YouTube. Both those places we do stream live. So hit that bell, you'll be notified, and we go live either place. You can check out either one. Follow me there. Check out our Discord community for all the latest news, information, post your decks, post memes, ask questions. Discord is the place to be. It's where our community lives. If you want to show me a deck, come by to the Discord. It's where to communicate and join the villain community. And, of course, this deck and all the other ones that I build are going to be available down below on my AetherHub. So if you want a copy of this crazy Chocos, this Choco Locos, go right down to the AetherHub. So, bird is the word, guys. What are we going to do here? Well, we have Chocobos and we have other birds. I'm going to start pretty effectively here with simple. I like Healer's Hawk for the life gain and flying, and I like the Miner's Guildwing, Guidewing, I always call him Guildwing, for the vigilance and the exploration. Okay, these are kind of where I'm splitting them, all right? This is kind of where I'm thinking about doing them one drops. We do want to get some early drops out, some early removal, some early blockers. I like the gain. It does help us with survivability, and this can get bigger. And Miner's Guildwing also helps us find land and other cards. It also has vigilance, which means it gets attack and block. Super useful. One of the new cards is we have Zaz's Chocobo. Look at that little guy. What a little... Oh, look at that little guy. Look at him. Oh, he looks like a little baby chicken. Alright. 1 green, 0/1, landfall. Whenever land enters, you put a 1/1 counter on this creature. He's doing his best, man. Look at that little puffball. You can't be mad at him. We're going to be putting a lot of land down, and the fun thing about Chocobos is that a lot of them help you put more lands down. Overall, they help you build that. So he surprisingly scales as the game goes on. He's going to scale bigger and bigger and bigger. So don't let his adorable little appearance right now deceive you. He's going to get very effective as we go. And, of course, you see here Requisition Raid, which isn't really a 1-drop. It's more of a 2 or a 3. Guys, Is still out there. Is it Cutter? Enchantments will mess us up. This is Destroy Artifact. This is Destroy Enchantment. This is also Pump Everyone on the board if you're going wide with the Chocobos. They're also riding chickens. They're also riding big dinosaur-looking chickens in OTJ, so that's very Chocobo themed. So we got to finish the... We gotta finish up with the Requisition Raid right there. Super useful utility card, especially if you're really frustrated with Cutter and you want to crack that open. So those are our 1-drops. 2-drops. Ambrosia Whiteheart. This is a very unique card. It's a 2/2, 1 white and 1 flash bird. Whenever it enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. Very useful. You'll love to see it. Any permanent. So we can actually return a land to our hand and then replay a land in case we want landfall. Or we can do something like Side Quest that only does something, it only gives us something when it enters. You can keep replaying it over and over and over again for to do an entrance right there. So keep that in mind. Ambrosia Whiteheart, very useful. Also very useful for these summons as well. So you can flash something in, protect something by returning to your hand, or pull off a bunch of cool tricks with it. So 2 of those, and landfall gets +1, as many as you can landfall. Flash bird right there. We're going to go with Get Lost. This is probably the most interesting, the most thing that maybe is lacking in this deck is maybe you want to run more removal. I'm going to run Choco Kick, and I'm going to run Get Lost. I love that Choco Kick is an actual move that a lot of Chocobos can run, especially, and I remember Final Fantasy, they have Choco Beak, Choco Kick, and then Choco Meteor for some reason. Anyways, Get Lost is useful for destroying enchantments, planeswalkers, and creatures. I'm not really worried about that. About those maps right there. Choco Kick is a good alternative. This is a common card. I wish it was an instant because it's not super effective as a sorcery. However, it does give you the ability to do something tricky here, which is 1 green and 1. Return target land you control to its owner's hand. Which again, if you're running in a landfall deck, that actually can be super useful. Because it means if you haven't played a land yet, you can do Choco Kick, do double damage from somebody that you do. So you Ambrosia Whiteheart or something like that. You can double the damage that you do with Choco Kick and then replay a land for more landfall effectively. So not a bad synchronization right there, not a bad synergy. Here we have Side Quest Raise a Chocobo, which I actually think is unbelievably strong and people are sleeping on it because it gives you the Black Chocobo. 1 green and 1. Whenever it enters, you basically are getting a 2/2 green bird with whenever this land controls, you get a +1. So if you think about you're getting a 2/2 +1 landfall card for 2, that's not terrible. That's not a terrible deal right there. You get that silly, adorable looking bird right there. But at the beginning of your first main phase, if you control 4 or more birds, you get the landfall. You get the Black Chocobo. Whenever this permanent transforms into the Black Chocobo, search your library for a land card, put it on the land field tapped, and shuffle. If you are going to go wide, meaning that you have 4 Chocobos already, you immediately get to flip this into the 5th Chocobo. The black one pops up, and then all of your landfall guys are going to pump up by 1. So Saz is going to pump up by 1, Ambrosia Whiteheart, and this guy is going to pump up by 1. All of your other landfall ones are going to suddenly get stronger, which is surprisingly good right there. So it also helps you fix land. So I was actually really happy with the performance of this card. Choco and Mog. Yeah, we actually have a Moogle, which is its own creature. I think this one is overlooked. It's an uncommon. It's not that expensive. It's a 3-drop, and for 4 turns, it gives everyone +1/+1. It is a 3/3 that pumps everyone as an Anthem effect for 4 turns. That's not terrible, man. For a 3-drop, I'm not mad at putting 2 of those in there and just kind of really pumping and doing what it does. We sacrifice it at the end of turn. I mean, 3/3, it's good. It's good. It's not for an uncommon. I'm surprised, and I'm also happy that I get to play a Moogle. Again, if you combine this with the landfall, you're really, really going wide on the birds and giving them a lot of power, and then you can swing in. You can even pump them up more with Requisition Raid, get rid of blockers, and just swarm out with that. So Summon Choco and Moog, I really like it right there. Fenrir, he's not a Chocobo. He's a Saga Wolf, which is awesome. It's an awesome name. That's such an edgy name. That somebody would call themselves on Xbox in like 2005. They'd be like, I'm Saga Wolf. I'm Saga Wolf Fenrir. Anyways, Crescent Fang, search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped. It is a 3/2. That is the first step. That is a nice landfall for us. Heavenward Howl, the next creature the next creature spell you cast comes with a 1/1, and then Ecliptical Growl, which is, of course, draw a card if you control the creature with the greatest prowess. So he's kind of a utility card. I think 2 of them are perfectly fine to get that little extra spicy landfall, boost up a couple of creatures, and draw an extra card. He's just kind of a utility wolf right here, and I think he fits in very nicely with everything that we're doing. Traveling Chocobo is probably the backbone of this deck. This is the mythic rare. This is what you're going to be spending on. And if you're thinking about running any kind of landfall or birds, you need this guy. I know he's an investment, but he is powerful. He is a serious guy. 1 green and 2, 3/2. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. That's already good. Glasses of Urza effect right there. Is that what Glasses of Urza used to do? I can't remember. Leave a comment if you know. You may play lands and cast bird spells from the top of your library. Guys, you can continually, if you have a land on top, you play it off the top, and then you can play a bird. you can keep playing birds off the top of your library as long as you have the mana to spend them, which is insanely powerful, especially if you're trying to fill the board and go wide with like you're trying to hit side quest right there. That is really, really, really good. So play them off top. And additionally, if a land or a bird you control entering the battlefield caused a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers an additional time. Guys, what do I always tell you? Anytime that you can do something twice in Magic, it's going to be broken. That means that anytime a land falling in is going to trigger, it triggers twice. Okay, that means that you get double landfall effects for anytime there's traveling chocobos, and each traveling chocobo that you have out doubles that effect. So really, watch out for that one, man. He is going to do it. He is on a 3-drop. I know he's vulnerable to burn and cut down, but I feel like you can play him and be so effective at a wide board right there. Super, super powerful card. And of course, we're going to finish off with Bartz and Boko from Final Fantasy V. Call me Bartz. Me and my chocobo just go everywhere the trail leads us. It's just a couple of guys, couple of buddies. 2 green and 3, 4/3. Affinity for birds. It is a human and a bird. Affinity for birds means that it costs 1 Lex for each bird that you have. So you might bulk. You might balk. Also, you might go balk and bulk at that price of 5. However, he's basically always going to come out for cheaper, because if you have 2 birds on the battlefield, you get a 4/3 for 3, which is super good. Then whenever Bartz and Bokos enter, each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to a creature an opponent controls. You know it's a really good curve. You get Traveling Chocobo and Bartz and Boko out, he does that twice. So if you have a total power of 5, total power of your creatures of your birds is 5. He will do 5 damage to 2 of your opponent's creatures, effectively completely removing blockers. Then you can lay down a land, pump everyone up, and immediately start going to town with those birds right there. Very, very, very cool stuff. I also forgot back here, a rabbit. Yeah, we have a rabbit, because guess what? Bloomborough helped a lot of bird support. 1 white and 1 Valley Quest Caller. All the way back from Bloomborough. You guys remember Bloomborough? Rabbit Warrior. Whenever one or more rabbits, bats, or birds you control enters, you get to scry 1. Again, scrying 1 is extremely useful, especially when you know your top card, and you can figure out what's going to happen next with Valley Quest Caller. Other rabbits, bats, and birds you control get +1/+1, so every other rabbit and, of course, bird gets +1/+1. In addition, all the pumps you get from landfall. Bird is, in fact, the word on that one. Guys, and you're saying Bartz and Boko only does something when it enters? That's why we have Ambrosia Whiteheart. Play Bartz and Boko, knock it back to your hand with Ambrosia Whiteheart, and then next turn, play it again. Hit more and more removal. It's a fun way to do things. 3 Fabled Passages, Razorverge Thicket, Hushwood Verge, Brushlands, Forest, Plains. That's what we're looking at right there. We look at the stats. 25 creatures, 19 birds, because bird is, in fact, the word. A little bit of everything else. Humans, moguls, rabbits, sagas, wolves. 3 instants, 6 sorceries, 8 enchantments, 23 lands on a 2.1. That honestly might be more lands than we need, because Bartz is throwing off the curve. It's probably, the CMC is probably closer to 2.0 or 1.9 than it is 2.3. But still, we do want to hit landfall, because that is a super effective way to proc all of our abilities here. So we don't want to ignore lands. But if you find yourself flooding a little bit too much, you can maybe knock one of these out and still do okay as it goes. As far as the sideboard from a best of 3 guys and gals goes, Restoration Magic for a little bit of protection and life gain, Snakeskin. Tailswipe is not bad for a fight card that you can play off turn, which is super cool. Battle Menu is good for just basically a variety of things. Pump somebody's power, destroy a creature that's big, or gaining life. I'm not mad at that. Another Get Lost is not a bad option, because really, if you're running against really Go-Wise or something like that, a Get Lost wouldn't be mad. Lupin Flower Village, I'm not sure. We can reveal a bird from the top and put it in your hand. You could throw a Lupin Flower in there. I'm not upset if you do. You know, you throw one in there, why not? And Salvation Swan, I kind of thought of. I played a couple of games with it. I wasn't impressed. But you can return another creature, exile 1 creature you control and return it. You can do that to trigger Bartz and Boko multiple times if you wanted to do the Flash Salvation Swan right there. Very cool art, and I've never played it, but if you wanted an opportunity to use your Salvation Swan, this might be the time. So that is what we're going to be running right there. Choco Locos, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. We're going to be running into rank right here. We're going to be trying to rank up with these silly, silly birds. Let's do it. Tell me what you think. Make sure to like the video. Here we go. Final Fantasy time. Let's get into it. I still haven't trained y'all. Let's get those shame legs up, man. Whoopsies. I got to go whoopsies. Oops. I forgot to do the one thing that Jay's constantly harping on me about. I forgore. It's okay, I forgore sometimes too. Mage's Guild Wing. Boom. Up Beanstalk. You don't see that too often anymore. Raise a Choco. Boom. Okay. I don't know if we need summon Fenrir. We might do something different than that. Ambrose, White Heart. Use Saz's Choco. Okay. Demon of the Hauntwoods. Let's see if we can get up enough here. A mana would be decent. That's not terrible. Let's do that. He's just gonna wipe. I needed another bird out quicker than that. Because he's just gonna wipe me now. Where is it? Where's that wipe, man? I know you got it in there. I know you got the Sunfall, man. Come on. Oh my goodness, he didn't have a wipe. He only had fucking destroy. That's crazy. My biggest issue with a side quest Raise the Chocobos, you have to have 4 birds at the beginning of your main phase. So you have to have it very quickly, which is kind of an issue. You have to immediately have the birds. Do you know what I mean? It fucking goes hard if you can flip it, but you have to have 4 birds when you start right there. Thank you so much, Sephiroth. Actual games of Magic. I have to suck in the play queue harder than Izzet. Yeah, play queue is a little bit better. Everyone is grinding Izzet right now, which I knew was going to be a problem. Surprisingly, I haven't seen too much of that Una deck. A few people have reported Una activity, but I have not seen it. I have not seen it. Put down Minute, Guild Wing, put down Value Best Caller. Quest Caller, Shot Caller. Hit him. Boom. Brassily Bell. Alright, let's do this. Let's go for it, man. Let's hit him. Alright. Yeah, I think that's honestly the biggest thing, is that it is hard to build a Una deck. It requires a lot. The summons are expensive. Everything's expensive as shit. I do think that is part of the problem. Part of the ship, part of the crew. You gonna go in on me? My turn. Activate. Let's get it. Land down. Let's hit him. Boom. Let's hit him with that. I think we do Saz's Chocobo and then Traveler's Chocobo. I think we can absorb a hit here. I don't think we're in that bad a shape. Tanuki, how you doing? I see Is It a lot on the alchemy ladder? Tanuki, what are you thinking about the mono red situation? Do you think it's just better? I remember I had a question for you. Do you think it's just flat out better to run to currently run to just fucking bite the bullet and run Is It, or does mono red have a chance currently? Is there even a thought for it? Is there even a prayer for mono red right now, or is it just Is It just going to be a flat better deal for us? Scry. Okay. For 2. Is it slightly better? Yeah. That's kind of what I figured. We'll do Brushlands and Requisition Raid here, I think. Unless he's got an Audacity or some sort of trample, I'm not too worried. Dragecatchers, yeah, Dragecatchers. I tried to build a Dragecatcher back in the day, and it didn't work that well, but I think people have kind of got it solved now. Stella Bravo Actual believes that fucking whatchamacallit beats it. She says that boom, 8. Again, even more trample on 8. We'll take 8. We gotta watch out for Tifa's Limit Break. Oh, that's a sorcery, isn't it? It's not an instant. Or even an instant. I don't know anymore. Let's do this. Let's do this. Choco and Boggs. There we go. Steel Cutter, I know. Steel Cutter will... The Steel Cut Oats, man. Nothing more nutritious, nothing more delicious than Steel Cut Oats. I keep telling people, you gotta start running fucking artifact cracks. You're not gonna get anywhere unless you're running artifact cracks, man. You gotta do it. And as long as people are getting their Core Steels broken open, it'll reduce the amount of Core Steels out there. I guarantee it. Just like Men's Warehouse. I guarantee it. You're gonna like the way you look. Ops goes first, which I'm not crazy about. Do that. Well, this is Reanimator, so probably not a great... He didn't get very many. He didn't get anything very good. Okay. Drive class. We'll do side quests with the Fabled Passage. Surveil. He's really trying to reanimate here. Lodge Archaeologist. Clayton's Gravestalker. Let's do GF. Let's do Fenrir. Push in. Okay. I think we do Raise a Chocobo and Bartz and Bozo. Do Fabled Passage. Raise a Chocobo. Fabled Passage. And then Bartz and Boko. We can do a lot of damage that way, even if it brings back something juicy. Quag Feast, who's he gonna get? He got that one. It's tough. Chitin Gravestalker, very nice. Okay. Hardstead Hommel. So, first things first, I think we gotta do this. Boom. That'll put him down to 4, so I think I gotta do... Choco and Mog. That'll come in. Choco Kick. Push him in. Okay, Raise and then Bartz and Boko. I think he'll try to do something here. Yeah, that's not him. I miss Gravestalker again. 1. I didn't get it. Two of them. I can take a hit here, and then Bartz and Boko will have to do the big work next turn. Got too many side quests. He's gonna go in for 5. I'll take it. That's fine. That's not in that bad position. Mill. Get off the mill. Okay. Healer's Hawk. Voids. Is he gonna play removal? That's what I'm scared of. I'm waiting for that removal there. It doesn't matter. It's already on the stack. Oh, it does matter. It does matter. It does matter if it's not on the stack. Okay. Alright. Good for you, man. It's these birds. He hates these birds. Again, he's played fucking so much removal every single turn. No blocks. I need to draw something better here. Sats is Choco. If he just has more removal right now, it's just going to keep hurting me. He's probably going to play it. Okay. Going for 1 on that. Alright. We got 4 birds. Yeah, he's just going to play 5 removal. And it's now, I'm never going to be able to flip fucking whatchamacallit. Alright, he's finally out of fucking removal here. Amazing. Amazing stuff. Finally out of removal. Let's see what I draw here. And it's nothing! I draw nothing! Hopefully he doesn't draw another goddamn removal. We'll see. Gotta block that, unfortunately. Aurora White Heart. Boom. Okay. Maybe we'll flip, but he'll probably just play more removal. He's played so much removal, dude. It's ridiculous. He's probably just has more kill cards. He has played so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 kill cards. I can't do anything because he just killed everything every turn. Valley Quest Caller. Boom. No attacks. Probably another fucking kill card. Block that. Cast Trailblazer. Do I have how to make a deck video? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Not sure what you mean by that, buddy. Do I have how to make a deck video? Like, how I build deck videos? Is that what you mean? Okay, going in for fucking land. Nothing. Buster Storm. Oh, how to build a deck video. I mean, technically every single shakedown breakdown is how to build a deck video. If we're being fair. I generally share that. I generally share that right at the beginning of every video. Usually tell you right away what my thinking behind the videos are. Yeah, I got exiled over and over and over and over and over and over and over again there. I've said this. Make sure your deck does one thing good and one thing great. All you really need to do is watch my shakedown breakdowns over and over again. I suppose I could make one, but the thing is that deck building isn't an exact, is not the same. Building a mono black deck and building a fucking red aggro deck are not the same thing. It's hard to say there's a universal truth other than have one thing great and one thing good in it. Don't pigeonhole yourself into one idea, and don't have two mediocre ideas fused together. Have a really good idea and a backup. That's your best bet right there. Hey, how you doing, Kitty Kate? Builder's talent. Crazy wall. Boom. Boom. One more non-land permanence. Builder's talent again. Very nice. There's plenty of good stuff. I don't think there's anything that's abysmally bad. There's plenty of decent things. This is Omniscience. He doesn't have it yet. He may not have it. Stock up. Redeemed a beast. Remed a beast. Let's drop that. Doesn't have it. Let's do this. Boom. Down to 3. Okay. Could have a Sunfall, could have a Destruction right here. What's that? Town Battle Fire. Discard a card. I think this is, welcome, Remedy Beast. We'll give you a shout out in 1 second here. Boom. Do that. So, put the cards that work with the deck. You don't need to have, oh, I need to make sure I have more mythic rares. You could build the deck with no mythic rares and make it very viable. You could make a, I've ranked up with decks with only uncommon. You don't need to have a number of rares in the deck to make it work. You need to have good cards that work together. I've always said that a deck full of mythic rares that have no synergy is way worse than a bunch of uncommons that work beautifully together. You've got to make it work for you. You've got to it doesn't really matter. It's how well the deck is constructed. That's why we kind of always make fun of good stuff, what I call good stuff decks, which are just a big pile of fucking expensive, powerful cards. Occasionally that works, but also just as much it flops, and it doesn't work as good because there's not really any synergy between a lot of really good cards. There's just a bunch of really good cards in a pile. that one. Rima, da, beast. Okay. Let's do Chocomon. Red deck's probably because he has GF Cerberus in here. He probably has GF Cerberus. He's almost all burn. This is pretty impressive here. Pretty shocking. Yeah, if I don't get a removal, I'm just gonna die. Boom. He has played Monstrous Rage and Burns, and I have had no removal. I have to cut down a Bartz and Boko. It's a good card, but I don't need this many of them. You end up with a bunch of them on here. I need more removal, unfortunately. It's just the nature of the beast. Probably got me down just because he's going to have an insane amount of kill cards or trample or something like that. No, I don't need to draft to understand how a card works. The best thing you can do to understand how a card works is play it. Unfortunately, this is not a very forgiving system, and you're not going to know exactly what you want to know about the card. Either watch someone play it if you can't play it yourself, or play it yourself. It's very tricky. It's very tricky to say. Because the thing is people can tell you, this is a great card. It's so good for fucking control, slow-paced weirdo games. And it's like, well, I don't want to play that. So how is that a good card for me? It's not. It's not a good card for me. So what defines a good card? It's universally good? It always works? Like, what are we talking about here? You know, that's kind of the question. What's a good card? Definitionally, what is a good card? It's hard to say. It's good in certain situations, you know. It's very tricky to say this is good, this is bad. I think it's kind of folly to kind of just say, yeah, that's a good one, that's a bad one. Turn that. Let's flip it. Okay. More discard, maybe? I don't know. Children Populous. Alright, we're about to get real silly here, guys. We're about to get real silly. Creature of the Skies him. It's Nightmare. Under 50% win rate for who, Jump Squad? For me? No, it's not. It's like at a 70. Because I fucking run that shit. You give me some gain and drain, I'll fucking paint you a masterpiece. That's what I'm saying. You could hand me, you could say, this is the best fucking deck in the game currently. And if it's a fucking Azorius control deck, I'm going to play it like shit. You could say, this is B+ tier at the best. And that's the thing. It's really situational. It's really definitional. There's not really hard and fast answers to these. I mean, the only answer is that mono red aggro is always good forever. It's been good since 1993. It'll stay good for the rest of all time. But it's very, very tricky to... Yeah, I know. Beat the shit out of people with Sephiroth, is what I'm saying. The way I set my Sephiroth deck up, I beat the fuck out of people. And it was great, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I beat fucking Crow-Keys with the Sephiroth deck. You know? Which one did he ask about? Okay, I'm looking at 2 chats, so sometimes I don't see the whole story. Alright, so he is going to do Audacity and Audacities. Boom, he's going to come in. I respect this guy for playing Poison. You know, I'm not even really mad at him right now. We're going to Landfall. We're going to Bartz and Boca, yeah? We're going to take you to Bartz and Boca the tone here. Boom. I used to live my life. Everyone's been shitting on Sephiroth decks. I did great with it. I don't know why everyone is like Sephiroth decks are shit tier. I did not have that experience. I feel like I did a great job. Destroy artifact, pump everybody. Pump everybody. Boom. But not everyone plays Gain and Drain like that. Now we're done. Oh boy. Your goblins, vamps, and angels have been super helpful crafting your deck. That's great to hear, Sterling. I really appreciate that. Doug Dragons, how you doing? Every now the top deck can be beaten. Demons, yeah, demons. And I'll tell you why. Annex is so fucking good, man. There's such good curve in demons. There's such a nice, thick, juicy curve. Hey, what's up, Gromit? I'm not giving this deck out. You gotta go. You're gonna have to go to the channel tomorrow to get it, because that's where I want it. Go to the channel. But we'll do a shakedown breakdown soon with it, so you'll be able to see something. The 2 most effective decks that I really walked people with was Sephiroth and Orzhov. People mostly base that, Chris Chaos, people mostly base that on championships, what championships they won. Bum, 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 bum. Truxodactyl, how you doing, man? Oof. Side quest, raising Chocobo. I noticed this phenomenon earlier, which was everybody has absolutely been shitting on Sephiroth decks. I don't know why there's such a vehement anger towards Sephiroth decks. But I had a lot of comments saying all Sephiroth decks fucking suck. He's gonna sweep me right here. He's gonna hit me with the... Oh, no, he didn't. Okay, amazing. He didn't get it. That's really shocking. Okay, he didn't get it. What is that? Alright. This is gonna be tricky. Okay. So we've got to hold stuff back here. We've got to hold stuff back here because he wants to sweep me real bad. Yeah, demons, I love running demons, and I wish I could run more of them. We're going to hold on to Ambrose Whiteheart. Tiers is basically, it's what's one's tournaments. It's what people consider competitive or heavy in the meta. No, I don't care for Bant, and no to my viewers. I know what side my bread is buttered on, and my viewers do not like Bant. Unholy Annex absolutely fucking wrecks people. That's the best thing about fucking demons is Unholy Annex is such a powerful card. And what I'll never to Numbskull's everlasting, I don't want to say shame, but irony is that I had really had to sell him on it. He didn't think it was good. Bartz is doing quite well. Currently at a 60% win rate in ranked, which is, you know, that's respectable. That is very respectable. I feel it is anyways. I feel 60% is perfectly fine. You know, it's ranking smoothly. I had to put, the only thing that I really needed to load it in with, unfortunately, is I had to put a fucking shitload of, I had to just absolutely cram, just smear like peanut butter, fucking, removal all over this bitch, which was terrible. Let's grab a pack here real quick. I had to load it with way more removal than I was happy with, but such is life. Mono Red will beat the fuck out of you if you don't put some sort of, if you don't try to put them in some kind of box, they will absolutely mog you. Edgar, King of Figaro, a card that I'm never going to use in a million years. At least I got Baron Rivalry for Deadly Dispute. That's fun. No, I didn't feel like any of the red cards in Chocobo were that useful. I didn't feel like any of them, the red Chocobo just didn't do it. I'd rather do just Landfall Stompy, you know. You've been working on a janky VV deck? I know you've been in the lab with the VV. I know you've been doing awful and terrible things. You remind me of that, what is that one where the guy goes, he's like, I have such wonderful sights to show you. Is that Event Horizon? That's what I imagine Trex is doing with Vivi right now. Come and see. I have such wonderful and terrible things to show you. Ooh, is he gonna go after the Chocobo or me directly? Probably me directly. No, he went after the Choco. Okay. Alright, well let's see what happens. Sarkin Dragon Ascendant. Wait. See, we really flopped out here. I gotta get rid of the extra Bartz and Boko. He's always in my fucking hand and he never does a good job. Alright, well I'll have to kill this whatever it is. Boom. He's gonna go in on this. He's gonna try to flip it. What I'm gonna do is flip you. Unfortunately, I have to do this. Yeah, I got a shit hand here. This is terrible. I got a horrible hand. I got an absolute shit hand. Absolute fucking dog water. Yeah. This has happened more than once, which is not a good sign that I have, multiple. I have hidden. I gotta take a Bartz Chocobo. I'm getting back in the MTG, but are there any Noctis cards? If so, what's his archetype? I'm not seeing a lot of Noctis content. Final Fantasy 15 did not get a lot of good content. The Noctis card kind of fucking sucks. I think the better one is the Commander one. The standard Noctis card kind of chocolate. VV didn't show up as much as people expected. Bro, I've got my ass beaten by VV decks. Hey, Lord Gypticus, the Flipticus, the #1 Kipticus. Oh, man. Still fucking... Get a mulligan, this fucking horrible hands. Ops goes first. We'll get rid of a Fenrir. Aiden, if you can cheat him out on the board, is fine. Yeah, Aiden can be very broken. Corey Steel Cutter. Yeah, Sign Quest. Boom. No, the set is very cool. If you like Final Fantasy, you're gonna like it. Gobbler, how you doing? Welcome. I have Artifact Destruction here, but of course I'm not gonna get it. They don't like you to get Artifact Destruction. Oh, look. Got that. Boom. Thoughts on Cecil? He's a fucking monster. You didn't watch my video today with him? Uh-oh. That's a self-report right there. Damn. That's a fucking self-report and a half right there, Gobbler. You're getting a werewolf tonight. You're getting a fucking werewolf tonight, man. Didn't even watch the new one. Damn shame. Boom. Kefka is tricky. He's good in a wizard's deck, but he's tricky to get out. Let's push him down range here. Boom. Okay. Alright. Thoughts on Cecil, man. And the Cecil deck went out today, man. Jay makes videos, I know. Shocking. Shocking revelation. Jay makes YouTube videos more at 11. He's gonna load this guy up right here. He can't resist it. He's gonna absolutely fucking load him to jack him to the fucking tits here, which is gonna be really funny. Ooh, look at this. Okay. So, we do that. We do that. We do Bartz and Boko. We're gonna hit him. Oh. Cosmic Brownies, how you doing? You gotta wait out, Red, man. Sometimes they overcommit. You gotta wait them out. Occasionally, Red will overcommit occasionally. You know, wild ride him. Wild Irish ride right there. I'll let you get your 7 off, man. Good for you. Watch his range. Pump it. Good for you. Good for you. There you go. All right, back up. Doing good on the Chocos, man. Doing good on the Chocos. I'm not mad at it, guys. I'm genuinely, I didn't think I'd like the Chocobo deck. 55 to 60% win rate in ranked. I can't be mad at it. And that's most of those losses were to fucking like, is it blowing our back out immediately? But we've actually been able to handle is it pretty decently. It's mostly if somebody just has spams removal, you're going to have a hard time. But overall, I'm not mad at it, guys. I actually really enjoy the mechanics of it. You can keep it 2 colors. You can keep it simple. You can keep it landfall. You don't even need to do Tifa. And you can mostly use new cards for your funds, for your fun times. So, Bartz and Boko doing their thing. We're going to leave that Chocos right there. We're going to give them a little rest. Give their little flappy wings a rest. And move on to the next one. Hope you liked it.